Hi everyone, welcome again to another video of our SAT Math Explained series. And today our focus skill will be systems of two linear equations in two variable, which is a focus skill under the algebra domain. This is the second to last focus skill under algebra, then we're going to move on to, I think it's problem solving. So just so you guys know, there's 19 focus skills in total for the math part, and I'm going to make a video on each, and this is the fourth one, I believe. Yeah, this is the fourth video. So it would be best if you guys went back and watched the old videos because the skills learned in those are mostly needed for this one and the one in the future. So it's better to just do it in order. And so let's get started, I guess. So what do you need to know for the systems of two linear equations? So you need to know about substitution and elimination methods. So substitution, which would be like basically if you have two equations, you set one of them like you get x equals or y equals, and then you just plug it into the other one. And I'm gonna show an example later. But yeah, basically, so if you have substitution, you have to find x equals, you find y equals, and then you put them in. Elimination is you put two equations on top of each other. So let's say you get negative 5x, and then so you need to manipulate the other equation to get 5x, but at the same time to not cancel the y variable. So let's say this is y and then this is 3y. And that allows you to add the equation, then this cancels out, then you're left with just the y variable, and then you would also add the, let's say, 1 and 2. So then you would get 4y equals 3. So a good part, because almost every single question on this, if not almost every single question, there are a couple that need actual handwritten, but you can find it using Desmos. Like, just plug it in, plug the two equations in. The point where they intersect is the solution for the two equations. But there are some questions where you're going to have to first find the equation. They're not going to give them to you and stuff like that. So that would be what to know number 3. You need to interpret word problems. So sometimes there's going to be questions where you need to like basically they're going to give you a scenario like I just said. You have to get two equations from it, and then you have to solve for a variable to get the answer for the specific question in the scenario. And yeah, so I put this separate because this is like a bit harder than the interpret equations, tables, and graphs. Interpret equations, you just need to like honestly have two equations. Just know you need to do elimination, substitution, or just use Desmos. Then you need to know how to interpret tables and graphs. Tables, not so much. Mostly graphs. There's two types of questions. A question that's going to like give you a graph. It's gonna show two lines intersecting. What is the solution, or what is the x value if x comma y is the intersection? Or it might give you two equations, and each answer option will have a graph, and you have to choose which one corresponds. But that is mostly all you need to know, and mostly like you'll need some of the skills from the previous videos to just basic solving, like how to solve for the x and stuff like that. So how do you solve these problems? So these problems do vary a bit, so it's hard to like make one of them one like single set of instructions. But first thing, you have to just read the question, recognize what type of problem it is. What is it asking for? Does it want me to give it a graph? Does it want me to find an equation? Does it want me to whatever? What is it asking for? And you also have to make sure for the trick questions, because sometimes you'll like solve for x comma y, then it's gonna ask you what is 5x. So you have to make sure to like reread the question after you're done to make sure you're answering what it's asking for. So then after you read the question, recognize the path you need to solve. What do you need to do? How are you going to solve this? Elimination, substitution, Desmos? Am I gonna have to find the equations first? Am I going to have to solve for plug in and solve for something, and then just apply your knowledge, like I said, from these and then everything else. So that is it for the procedures. It's pretty simple today, and so we could just get started on the examples. So the examples are the first they like don't take as much time as the previous ones. So today I'm going to do a 3-2-1, 3 easy questions, 2 medium questions, and 1 hard question to wrap it up. And as always, you guys should always solve the questions on your own first, and then you watch my explanation. because you will not learn from just watching me solve it. You'll just get a false sense of understanding, which will not help you on test day. So examples, these are the easy ones. Like I said, we have three of them today. So this one says the solution to the given system of equations is x comma y. What is the value of x plus y? So right here, we just have two equations, and we want the solution. The solution is the when two lines intersect, so like right here. So for this question, it's very simple. All you need to do is just know, oh, sorry, I forgot to put the Desmos. Okay, this time I actually did put the Desmos. So basically for this question, it's very simple. All you need to know is how to use Desmos. So it already gives you the equation, so you just plug it in. 5 equals 15, and then negative 4x plus y equals negative 2. Like for this question, the only reason someone would get it wrong is that they just don't know that the solution to a system of equations is just the intersection point, which is right here. So just the intersection point, so you get that the intersection point is 3 comma 10. But then you have to go back. What does the question ask for? It's not because the answers aren't in coordinates. What is the value of x plus y? So 3 plus 10 equals 13. And the answer would be C. Okay, so let us move on to the next question. So this one does not need any Desmos, just because it already gives you the graph, and it asks you to find the coordinate, which is the solution. So as I just said, the solution is just the intersection. So you just see this intersection, the x value is 2, so it's 2 comma, and then the y value is 3, 2 comma 3, and that should be an option, and that is option C. That is it, you're done. And the last one, I did one of the, like, it's not harder, it's just more work in the easy section. So it tells us that Hero and Sophia each purchased shirts and pants from a store. The price of each shirt purchase was the same, and the price of each pair purchased was the same. So Hero purchased 4 shirts and 2 pairs of pants for 86. Sophia purchased 3 shirts and 5 pairs of pants for 166. Which the following system of linear equations represents this situation? If x represents the price in dollars of each shirt, and y represents the price in dollars of each pair of pants. So this one, it doesn't even ask us to solve, it just asks us to give them the equations. So it tells us that x is shirts, and then y is pants, and then y is pants. So then let's just like write the equations down. So Hero, his total purchase was 86. So it's going to be 86 equals, and then how many pants did he buy? He purchased 2 pairs of pants. So you just put 2x. Sorry. X is the number of shirts. So how many shirts did he buy? It says that he bought 4 shirts. So you put 4x. And then how many pants did he buy? And pants is y. He bought 2 pairs of pants, so plus 2y. Plus 2y. And so let's just see if we can use process of elimination. So here's 4x plus 2y. Okay, so and this is 4x plus 3y, so we can remove that. This is 4x plus 2y, so we have to keep it. This is 4x plus 3y. But then you see that this one says 4x plus 2y equals 166. So we know that that is wrong. So technically we could remove it, but let's just make sure that we're right. So let's check for Sophia's purchase. So her total purchase was 166. So 166. And that is equal to, so how many shirts did she buy? She bought 3 shirts. So 3x. And then how many pants did she buy? She bought 5 pairs of pants. So plus 5y. That is a 6. Plus 5y. And this should be the answer. This should be the answer. And so we come back here. You see that, yeah, this one is wrong. This one is our answer. 3x plus 5y equals 166. And then 86 equals 4x plus 2y. So now we're going to move on to the medium question. And just a reminder, you guys should be attempting these questions on your own, then watching my explanation. So it tells us that a group of 202 people went on an overnight camping trip, taking 60 tents with them. So the total number of tents were 60 tents, total number of people were 202. So some of the tents held 2 people each, and the rest held 4 people each, assuming all tents were filled to capacity and every person got to sleep in a tent. Exactly how many of the tents were 2-person tents? So for this question, it's a medium question because you have to make the 2 equations and you also have to solve it, which we could use Desmos like we did. So a group of 202 people went on an overnight camping trip. Okay, so basically, let's assume that X is the 2 people tents, because that's the relationship: 2 people tents and 4 people tents. That's the independent variable. Let's say 2 people, 2 people, and then Y is the 4 people. So then how can we make 2 equations from this? So we know there's a total of 60 tents. So the equation we could do is the number of tents that can hold 2 people, so that's X, plus the number of tents that can hold 4 people plus Y is going to equal 60 total. Because we are told that X plus, there's 60 tents total, so, and there's only 2 types of tents, so those 2 types of tents have to make up the 60 tents. And then we're told that a group of 202 people. So now we're going to relate the number of tents with the number of people. So how can we do that? We know that the X tents can hold 2 people. So we could do 2 times X. So 2 people for every 2-person tent. Plus 4 people for every 4-person tent. That's supposed to be a Y. Is equal to. And then you would put 202 because that's the total number of people. 202. I'm just gonna put in Desmos. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. So then let's just plug in our equations. So they're right here. So just put them into Desmos. X plus Y equals 60. 2x plus 4y equals 202. Yeah. So I was going to explain substitution and elimination, but then I realized that you'll never need to use it on the SAT because you always have the Desmos calculator with you on both modules, so you won't need to know how to use elimination and substitution. But if you want, I could upload a separate video, but just let me know if you guys want something like that. But basically, so you plug in x plus y equals 60, 2x plus 4y equals 202. Those were the 2 equations that we made from the word problem, and then we just see where do they intersect, and Desmos highlights it for you. They intersect at 0.19, 41. But what is the question asking for? The question asks how many of the tents were 2-person tents. So like we said, 2-person tents are the x value. So what is the x value here? The x value here is 19. So then the answer would be C. So that is it for this question. Let's move on to for this one. This one's not the calculator, so I'm going to remove the Desmos. For some reason, my camera stopped working for like the last minute, but that's fine. So the next question is, if this is the one I told you, it will give you an equation, ask you to put in a graph. So this one tells you which of the following graphs in the xy plane could be used to solve the system of equations above. So one way to solve it is to just put into Desmos. I'm gonna do that at the end using Desmos, but in the beginning, let's do it without Desmos. So we're told that x plus 5y equals 5. So you could just write out the equation in slope-intercept form to make it easier for us. So this one would be y equals, you subtract x from both sides, then divide by 5. So you get negative 1 over 5x equals 1. Sorry. Plus 1. And that's for this one. And then this one on the bottom becomes, bring it right here. This one on the bottom would become 1/2 x. And this I just subtract 2x from both sides, divided both sides by negative 1. So you get negative 2x divided by negative 1, which is where I made a mistake. So you get 2x plus 4. 2x plus 4. Yeah, that is correct. 2x plus 4. Y is equal to 2x plus 4. So now the easiest thing to view on the graph is the y-intercept, so we can start with that. So we need to have one that has a 1 as a y-intercept and a 4. So let's see. So this one has the y-intercept is at 4 and at 1. So this might be it. This might be it. This one has a y-intercept at 1 and -4. And we did not get that, so it's not B. This one has a y-intercept at 4 and 1 also. And this one has a y-intercept at 4 and -1, so this one doesn't work. So now we know that it's all either A or C. So then from that we can just see like the slope. So the one with the slope at 1 is negative slope. Then that means it's going to be like this. Because negative is going to be, sorry, it's going to be like this, decreasing. So like down to the right. So because the slope is negative, it's going to move like this, the line at 1. So for this one, the line that is at 1 is actually going like this, which means it's increasing, which means it's wrong. But for this one, the line that is at 1 is going like this, like we said, so it's decreasing, which makes it right. And let's just check with the other line. The other line is 2x, so it's increasing. Right here, 2x is decreasing, which is wrong. It's supposed to be going up because it's increasing. But for this one, it's correct. It's increasing. So the answer would be C. So that did take some time, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it in Desmos. Okay. So the other way to solve this would be to plug in the equations on the calculator, first part. So we get x plus 5y equals 5, and then 2x minus y equals 4, equals -4. These are straight from the question. And then you see that all, if you want, it would help. All of the answer options, like what's it called? The domain and range is from 4 to 4, 4 to -4, 4 to -4. So you click on the tool, like the toolkit thing, and you can change it to x-axis from -4 to 4, and y-axis from -4 to 4, just so you can see the answers. And so then this is the option. This is the answer. And then you can just look at the answer options. Which one of them looks like that? So it like intersects in the second quadrant. It intersects over here. So this one intersects over here, so this one's wrong. This one intersects over here, this one's wrong. This one intersects right here. This one intersects down here. So C again is the correct answer. It's the only one that intersects in the right spot. And it just like it looks the same. It's an identical graph, basically. So yeah, that is it for this question. I think we can move on to the next one. This is the hard question. So it says that in the given system of equations, P is a constant. So if the system has no solution, what is the value of P? So basically, if a system has no solutions, and you can see that they're both linear because both x's are to the power of 1. So if the system has no solutions, that means that both equations have the same slope. So how can we see that? So we're going to start by just simplifying this one. So we can get just both of them looking the same thing. So we get -1 over 4x, equals 2 over 3. And then you minus 3 over 2y from both sides, you get minus 6 over 2y. Minus 6 over 2. 6 over 2 is 3, so minus 3y. Correct? And then let's just bring that other one down. So you have 1 over 2x. 1 over 2x is equal to, let's just subtract 3 over 2. It's not really going to matter, but let's just subtract 3 over 2. And you get py plus 3. So automatically we know that it's just important that the y-intercepts are different. Just know that. And then so the relationship between x and y has to be the same. So right here, let's say basically for the slope, if we want to technically if we want to solve for the slope, we have to divide both minus 2/3 and divide by both sides by -3. So why not just do, let's assume that the number before, let's just do x over y equals x1 over y1 equals x2 over y2. So basically what I'm saying, and this is coefficients. So what if we said that the coefficient of the number before x divided by the coefficient of the number before y is equal to the coefficient of the number before x and the coefficient of the number before y, which is the variable p. Then we just solve for p. Because basically that is how we would solve for the slope, but instead of solving for it, we're just going to make a relationship using what we know about the slope. So right here we would get, let's just scroll down a little, -1/4 divided by -1/4 divided by -3 divided by -3 is equal to 1 over 2, so 1 over 2 divided by just p. Then just solve for p. So let's cross multiply. You get you get negative 1.5. So multiply like this. So negative 1/4 times p and 1/2 times negative 3. You get negative 1.5 is equal to negative 1/4 times p, negative p over 4. And then let's just multiply both sides by negative 4. Because if we multiply the side by 4, you get 4 over 4, which is, you get 4 over 4, which is 1. So times negative 4 times negative 4, negative 4 times negative 1.5. So you get negative 4 times negative 1.5 is equal to p. And then negative 4 times negative times, that's a multiplication symbol, times negative 1.5 gives you, you could put this into decimals if you want. Negative 4 times negative 1.5 is 6. 6 is equal to p. That is the final answer. And how can we make sure that our answer, sorry, not p. The answer is 6. So how can we make sure that our answer is right? We can plug it into Desmos and see that it has no solutions. So let's do that. Okay. So now just to check our answer, we can plug in the 6. So let's just, first thing, let's write in the first equation. 3 over 2 y is equal to, no, minus 1 over 4x is equal to 2 over 3 minus 3 over 2y minus 3 over, oops, I put the y on the denominator. 3 over 2y. And then the other equation is going to be 1 over 2x. 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2 is equal to py, which we just solved for. We're going to check if we're correct. So we plug in 6 for p, 6y plus 9 over 2. Then you just look at this. These things never intersect. So let me, for example, let's go to 1,000. So 1,000 to, let's say, 2,000. I still have to find the line. Okay, so it's going up here. If this is 1,000, you close up, it's still not intersecting. So no matter what, you keep going. We got to where? We're like at 2,500. It's never going to intersect because we made sure that they have the same slope using the relationship between x and y. So yeah, so that is it for today's video. Let me just go to the, okay, so now thank you guys for watching. And just again, I do upload daily, and I'm uploading each day a new focus skill to do. So if you guys want, you can subscribe, like, and the bell, so that you guys just know when I upload, because I will upload, I hope, every single focus skill, like a video like this for every single focus skill. Thank you for watching, and bye.